There are many things to worry about in Crimson Desert. The goal of this guide is to make sure that silver or money is not one of them. We'll cover 2 main ways to generate enough money for a good investment at one of the many banks in Crimson Desert, then how to game that investment system to make sure that we never run out of money. As usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. I did everything on a character that is only in Chapter 2 of the main questline, however, it is possible that this could all be done as soon as we arrive at the first major town near Hernand Castle. The easiest early game gold bar that we can get is at Lioncrest Manor. It's northwest of Castle Hernand and near where the archery competition is held. We can't go in through the main door, but we can climb up the wall and open the window on the right, then climb in through there and make our way down to the main living room where a fireplace is located. We will need a mask, and these can be often looted off of defeated bandit enemies. With that equipped, we should be able to focus on the fireplace, and by focus I mean aim our lantern spotlight at it, then hit the steel input to grab the 1 gold bar. This bar can respawn after some time or another trigger, but that might not even be necessary. In any case, we can take the gold bar down to the bank near Castle Hernand. The banker will give us 500 silver coins for 1 gold bar. Now, there are 2 ways to make much more money and do so more sustainably. The first is by going to the Demeniss Wildlife Park in Demeniss, which is about 2,000 meters to the east of Castle Hernand. We'll want to save the game before entering the wildlife park, and once inside, we can begin scanning the crowd of mask-wearing nobles to see if any have gold bars on them. They will look like a highlighted stack of gold bars when exposed in the lantern light. If none of the nobles has any bars, then fast travel back to the nearby waypoint and repeat the process. I had to do this a few times, but eventually found 2 nobles with gold bars on their person. We then need to get those nobles to stand up so we can walk into them and hold the greet input to instead pickpocket them. This may not get us the gold bar right away, so disengage after pickpocketing, then calmly walk back into them and do it again and again until we get our gold bars. Once we've successfully stolen our bars, or if we're being searched for by the authorities, we'll need to make our escape. We can jump down the hill to the southeast and find another area with 50 or so nobles. We'll again scope them out and try to steal another couple gold bars. Since I had a bounty on my head, I found it a bit more difficult to steal multiple times from the same person. They started running away from me. Once we've gotten enough gold bars, we can leave. We can pay off our bounty by going to any confessional that is open, and the easiest one to access is in the town around Hernand Castle. After paying off our bounty, we can return to the wildlife park and do another round of thieving. Also, there is something weird about stealing gold bars in this manner. I only saw that I successfully stole 3 gold bars, but there were actually 6 in my inventory. And when I went to the bank only acted as if I had 3 to deposit, but just attempting to deposit more than that afterwards eventually allowed me to deposit all 6. We are also required to open a bank account for 100 silver before we can deposit our gold bars, but this is going to be important, so we might as well do it now. We'll talk more about how to game the investment system soon, but before that, let's talk about another way to earn a lot of money. It has to do with this game's form of gambling, which is called 5 card. The table with the highest betting pool, at least that I know of, is found in Beighen, about 2 or 3 kilometers north of Castle Hernand. Also, make sure you have 150 silver before going. Once there, we can make our way to the westmost house to find the table where this game is played. We then want to save the game in case it does not go our way when we play. After saving, we can sit down. There can be anywhere from 1 to 3 opponents, and it's easier to win against fewer opponents, but we can earn a lot more money against multiple. The rules make it seem a bit complicated, but the overall strategy is simple. Just start up the round and wait to see the hand that we are dealt. If it's a bust or anything below 5 points or so, either check or fold on our turn. However, if we have anything above 5 points, or especially if we have any pairs, we should go all in on our turn. We then hope that our hand is good enough to beat our opponents, and if we lose the hand and so all of our money, we should just reload to our last save, then return to the table to try again. If we win though, then we want to leave the table and save the game, then load up that new save. We'll keep all of our winnings and all the opponents at the table will then be refreshed so we can go and make even more money. Winning an all-in bet can get us anywhere between 150 and 450 silver at this table, depending on how many opponents are present. The nice thing about this way of earning money is that I believe it's much less likely to get patched out of the game in future updates, whereas I'm not so sure how long that gold bar stealing tactic with the nobleman will be viable. With either strategy, we just need to earn a good base amount of money to start working with. About 2,000 silver coins or 4 gold bars should be plenty, but more is always better. Then, as mentioned earlier, we'll want to make our way to the bank and open up an investment account for 100 silver if we haven't already. If we just want to set it and forget it, we can choose the low-risk investment strategy to guarantee positive returns on our investment. However, if we are willing to track the passage of time and make sure we come back to the bank right before the applied-in time reaches 0, we can game the high-risk investment strategy to maximize our return. What we want to do is wait until the applied-in timer is at 5 minutes left. We then want to save the game and deposit all of our gold bars. With that done, we can check to see the return on our investment once that timer hits 0. If it's a negative return or a loss, then we should revert to the previous save and try again for a better turnout. However, with a high-risk strategy, we could see as much as a 55% increase of our initial investment. That would be over 1,000 silver coins earned from 4 gold bars. Even if we don't get the maximum return every time, this interest will definitely add up and ensure that we never have to worry about money again. In the example I give in my game, I went from 8 gold bars or 4,000 silver total investment all the way to a total deposit of 5,935 silver, which was nearly a 2,000 silver gain. We can then just make a note of the date and time in game and come back every 3 days to repeat the process and ensure that we are making money on our risky investments. Again, if this sounds like too much work, we can switch over to a low-risk investment strategy. However, we will only be getting at most a 2% return on our investment every 3 days. 2% of 6,000 silver is only 120 silver, so I think I'll babysit my deposit for a bit and wait for it to get larger before I switch over to low risk. Just to put things in perspective, if I game the system so I get a 50% return on my investment for the next 5 investment cycles, my 6,000 or so silver will turn into 45,000 silver. At that point, even 2% return from the low risk strategy will get me 900 more silver every 3 days of in-game time. That's definitely enough to sustain all future purchases throughout the game. Now, if you have any questions on what was covered in this guide, you can reach out to me in the comments where I will do my best to help. If you want to see more great content, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day. If you're here today, have a great Wednesday. And as always, thanks for watching.